mean, it's a better feeling to be making decisions based on real data than, well, I think, or maybe, or if I spray an extra spray, I'll get it. When you have good data and you begin to trust that those forecast models and data that you're getting based on your weather station with Cornell really work, you have peace of mind. The winter before we got to the station, I went to a class that NRCS put on in conjunction with that website that Cornell has about how to use data from a weather station. So what they were saying is, even if you don't have one, if there's one near you, you might be able to use that information, even though the climate might be a little different 4 miles away. It's probably more reliable than what you're doing. This is just another progression in what we're trying to do, in that what we're trying to do is make informed decisions rather than just do things because, well, if we do it, it'll work. That's costly for one thing, and maybe completely unnecessary for another. So our IPM program more was to do with insect pressure more than, say, disease pressure. And so we always did a lot of our fungicide applications preventative rather than based on any real data that said you need to do this now or you don't need to do this now. So our anticipation was that the data we got from the station would allow us to look at models as to whether we needed to apply early blight applications on tomatoes and potatoes, when we might have to apply an insecticide for cabbage maggot, late blight forecast. That's what we anticipated, and we also used it for our strawberries for frost protection in the spring. We had its phone set up.
There's a fine line between relative humidity and temperature as to when it's going to freeze, and what relative humidity, the dew point, and the freezing temperature. So with all those parts of that, with all the parts of the weather station, it's very helpful to know where you stand at that time, whether you want to start the irrigation pumps or not. Otherwise, you may start it, and you may burn fuel or gas that you didn't need to burn, wasting a resource, or you may do more harm than you are good at that point. I set the alarm to go off at 39 degrees, and I came outside, and at that point, I realized it was not going to drop to frost that night. It wasn't going to freeze, so I didn't run the pump. Otherwise, years prior to that, I may have stayed up all night.
I think we've scratched the surface of what it can do. It's already one, that's on our list of, well, I have the app on, it's showing Dave. I got the rain-wise on my phone. I got the Cornell site. I can go there and see the rainfall for the month, the degree days. So it's like a little roadmap, a little Bible almost. It's in my pocket all the time. So I think it's fantastic what you're doing with it, and I think there's a lot of potential that we're going to keep working on.